guys, Roxy Sims here, and I have another speed build for you today. Today I am building a haunted bed and breakfast. I am building this bed and breakfast in the wonderful Brindleton Bay, and with Brindleton Bay in mind, I'm going to style this bed and breakfast in kind of a New England style, since that is what Brindleton Bay is based on. That, and because every time I think of a bed and breakfast, I think of the New England area. And it probably has a lot to do with the fact that I love Gilmore Girls, and she owns a bed and breakfast and then worked at a bed and breakfast, and it's all that New England area. So I think I just associate bed and breakfast in general with New England. Well, I guess technically Lorelai had an inn, but they're very similar things. I think an inn is just maybe bigger, but same kind of thing, and so that's why I just lump them in all together. I decided to make it a haunted bed and breakfast because I've been listening to a lot of the podcast, and that's why we drink. And I don't know if you've actually listened to that podcast before, but in the first part of it, they always go over like a haunted building or something kind of paranormal like that. And then in the second half, they do something true crime related. So in the first half, M's been doing a lot about these haunted bed and breakfast. Well, they start out as just a regular haunted house, and then the people who own it, wise up and be like, hey, people want to like come stay here and spend their money here, so might as well make some money off of it. And then they always end up turning it into a bed and breakfast. And so now I've just been listening to so much about haunted bed and breakfast that I just had to end up making one. For the most part, this bed and breakfast is just your everyday, normal kind of bed and breakfast. It looks completely normal, or what I would think of as a normal bed and breakfast, in the first couple floors. It doesn't get weird until really like the third floor. I have the third floor decorated in a very creepy way. I don't have a story completely made up for it, but it's got like a creepy doll that we got in the paranormal stuff pack on a bed, and like floral wallpaper that's coming off the walls and scratch marks and all kinds of weird stuff up there. So I'm guessing that's like, the hub of all the paranormal activity. So that's what I'm going for. The rest of it is pretty fine. Like, I imagine they rent it out as just a normal bed and breakfast for the most part, but then maybe do little tours up into that third bedroom. That's kind of the thing I was thinking about for this. Could you imagine that though? You're just going to a bed and breakfast for maybe like a relaxing weekend, and then you find out the place that you've booked is actually a haunted bed and breakfast. Maybe not the best. Some people would think that is a good thing, others not so much. For this, I feel like if you wanted to avoid most of it, you could just not go up into the third floor. And even if you wanted just a regular bed and breakfast, you could totally just delete the whole third floor if you really just, one everyday kind of place. And I'm going to put this as a rental lot since we can do that now. And I figure, you can, especially if you have a big family, or maybe you can have friends or something come along to a vacation with you, and you can kind of rent out the whole house and use that. And then if you want someone to cook breakfast for you, you could hire a cook. That's the way that I was thinking of actually using this. Unfortunately, with the paranormal stuff pack, it has to be a haunted residence to make it fully haunted the way that it is in the paranormal stuff pack. But if I do have the lot trait of haunted, so I think ghosts will still show up, and so it'll still be kind of like it's haunted. But again, if you don't want it to be haunted, if you just want a regular good old bed and breakfast, you can get rid of that lot trait, and then you can just delete the stuff that's in the third floor, and then you're good to go. Or you could do a storyline to where you decide, I'm going to buy this bed and breakfast and run it, and then change the lot to actually be a haunted residential, and then play out that storyline. So that's another way you could go about it. Anyways, I based a lot of this exterior and interior on New England types of bed and breakfast. So I basically just looked up lots of pictures online of what actual New England bed and breakfasts look like, and tried to emulate that in a way. I didn't copy really any of them. I just kind of took the ideas from all of them and tried to put them into this one. And really, the paranormal stuff pack did come in handy with adding little creepy touches to the place. So, like I said, the real creepy part is in the third floor, but I did try to add just little touches here and there throughout the place. Just, like those paintings that came from, what was it? I think it was from the vampire stuff pack, or the vampire game pack. It's those paintings where they look like they're normal, and then they change the faces of them sometimes. So I put those around the place, so you'll get little creepy stuff here and there. Here you can see I am making one of my kind of custom fireplaces. I really like making fireplaces this way. I just like them so much better. And here in a second, you'll see me make kind of a custom stand-up piano, because the grand pianos are just too big. I did not come up with this idea, by the way. I've seen this done by lots and lots of people, but I think the first person that I saw do it was Simlacy. Wonderful builder, great ideas, and, hats off to her. I don't know if she came up with it, but whoever came up with it, that is a great idea, and it is functional, thank goodness, so you can still use that keyboard. It just happens to look like a piano. I specifically wanted to put a bed and breakfast here in this particular part of Brindleton Bay. One, because Brindleton Bay, I think just it works for that. But also specifically in this neighborhood, because right next to it is where the vet normally is. And then across from it is the dog park. And then on the other side, kind of broken up a little bit by some trees and stuff, are houses. So I kind of wanted an in-between of a house and a business, because I didn't want it to seem too businessy in their area since the houses were so close to it. So I thought a bed and breakfast would be perfect, because it's kind of getting into the business district so that it is a business, but it kind of blends in with the houses. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a transition into the houses. You might have noticed by now that the way that I'm recording this speed build is actually a little bit different than the way I normally record them. Normally, it's like real time, I'm building it as we go, and this way is kind of like an in-between of a speed build and then a stop motion. It's kind of a mixture of the two. I'm trying out new things, I'm having ideas, wanting to try them all out, and yeah, I don't know if it's going to stay this way, or if I'll use this in some fashion. I don't know. I'm just trying things out right now, so bear with me. It's my first time trying this out, so the video is not as polished as I wanted it to be, because normally a stop motion, very, very polished, so I was kind of going more for that. But yeah, so just bear with me while I figure this all out, try out new things, get a little crazy. I don't know. I'm just, I'm going through some things, so I'm trying out some new stuff. My main reason for trying out this new way of doing it is I was actually getting so I'll start from the beginning. You might have noticed if you watch a lot of my videos, you might have noticed I haven't had a video in quite a while. The pandemic has really been kicking my butt, you guys. I'm not really a depressed kind of person, but during this pandemic, it has been the worst bout of depression that I've ever gone through. Staying at home, not going out with, a lot of people, stuff like that has been super detrimental to my mental health. So I've just, I've kind of shut down. And the thought of getting back on here and adding more stress, because I do find that building and recording while I'm building is a little bit stressful for me, mainly because I want to make like the most detailed and just well thought out builds that I could possibly make. And whenever I'm recording it as I'm building it, I feel very pressured to like do it very, very fast so that you're not having to watch me scroll, pick out something, put it back. You know what I'm saying? So it's just extra stressful. So I'm trying this out as a way so that I can just lower the stress level and then get back to making content. You know what I mean? Because I never want to, like, I really love doing this. It's just sometimes, sometimes it's stressful in this time of the pandemic. Any added stress is just, who needs it, So I'm trying out something new, and I'm glad though that I'm getting this video out. I'll tell you what made all the difference in the world. I actually I got my first vaccine shot like a week ago. And honestly, you guys, it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And I felt so much better, mentally. And I know that there's a lot more to go before we've fully got this whole pandemic under control. But doing that one little thing, I think it was like, it felt great because it was a step in the right direction. And it was kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. And it gave me a lot of hope. And honestly, that's why I've even been able to make this video right now. I just, I'm breathing a sigh of relief. I really do. I feel a lot better about just everything, So that's why I'm able to do this. I'm not fully vaccinated yet. I'm, waiting for my second shot. But I feel like it's just a step in the right direction. So I'm really happy about that. And I really just hope you'll just bear with me through this time. It's been a doozy, but hopefully I'm on the upswing. You know what I mean? Anyways, back to this build. We're just about finished with all the bedrooms. I have 4 suites. One has 2 single beds, the others are double beds. And we are getting ready to go into the creepy part of the build, which was so much fun. Who doesn't have fun making those kinds of things? It's, it's out of the ordinary. It's something different. And so I'm going for like a pink theme, actually, because I put the little pink creepy doll on this pink bed. And so, I don't know, something bad happened up here. Maybe they kept this girl and she like grew up in this attic space. I don't know. That's like, I'm really just basing that off of stories I've heard before, and I don't know exactly which story it is, but it's got bad vibes up here. And I put a little seance room right next to this room because why not? So you can do a little creepy seance up here if you want. Oh, by the way, this is CC free, but I have used the tool mod, so some things may seem different, but don't worry, you can download it, and it doesn't have any CC in it. Well, guys, we're pretty much done. I just want to thank you so much for watching and being patient with me. It means the world to me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to talk to you all again very soon. Bye, everybody!